How you all doing? Right then, somehow we've got to get that engine into there. And I'm all on my own, so I'm certainly not going to try and do any lifting with that. Maybe a bit of dragging. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this front end. So hopefully we can put the frame on top of the engine. So let's do that. Okay then, it's a bit dark down there, but hopefully you can see that brake caliper is off. So let's remove this one, then we can get the wheel off. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the brake pipe. That's a 14mm banjo bolt. As you can see, the mudguard's not very good, so we're not bothered about spilling hydraulic fluid onto that. So we've got a big 12mm spanner. See if we can undo it. Easy. We're going to get loads of fluid coming out. Surprisingly, nothing's coming out. I'll put that banjo bolt back in there with its washer. There's already a washer in there. Stick that back in there so we don't lose it. Then we'll do the same on this one. This one is the one with the double pipe. So I'm going to drop that caliper down there, get that washer off, pull the bolt out, put the washer back on and stick it back in there. Okay, so we'll just whip this securing bracket off. It's an 8mm bolt. Hopefully it's not stupidly tight. Oh, that's alright. Perfect. Cosmetically on this bike, I think so far it's just the swing arm that needs a bit of paint on it. You could see that if it's show it up. I've got all the paint off. It's mainly underneath that is the rustiest. But the rest of the frame is, what is it, 40 years old bike? I don't know, 1994. The frame, even down where it normally gets rusty, is pretty good. Anyway, now we can undo the brake caliper bolts. They're 12mm again. They're going to be nice and tight. Too bad. Here we go. Can we get them out with our fingers? Oh yes. Well, that one. Now the discs are worn, but they're not desperate, but I will need to change them in a year or two. The last one, come on. Is it going to pull off or is it going to be stuck? Give it a bit of persuasion with a bit of rubber. And there we go. Brake pads look like they were new when they were stuck in there, whenever that was. We can remove the speedo cable. Here we go. Right. I wonder what sort of fun we're going to have with this mudguard. Okay, so I thought there'd be 10mm behind there, but they're not there. 12mm. See how good we do with these. That one's okay. You can get that out with our fingers. This mudguard's obviously been off before because it's grey and it should be burgundy. There's no copper grease on there or grease of any kind. Try and find the other one. I think this is upwards, isn't it? Have we done that one? Oh yes. I'm not going to say anything. We are doing well. Now just let me get the bolts on the other side and I'll switch it back on. Right, so that's all the 4 bolts out, and I must say they came out with no dramas. Just cracked them open and they came out with my fingers. Now I should be able to lift this off, hopefully. I'm not sure why it's been sprayed. As you can probably see, it should be that colour. Just wet that over there for a bit. So now I guess it's just the front wheel, and hopefully I can drop the forks out without removing the handlebars. Hopefully they'll drop out. Fork extensions are a bit of service rust, but they'll clean up perfect, even at the top. Right, let's work out what I need for this front wheel. Right then, so there's an Allen key bolt here, which is a 8/8, and there's an Allen key bolt on the axle, which is a 12. So I think that's an 8mm, and that's a 12mm Allen key. I've got one of these. I think I bought that when I had my old GPZs. So we can put that in there. We can put that in there. Make sure it's in all the way. And try to break our backs getting it undone. I'm going to put that in there like that. And then I'm going to find an extension bar. Something like this. It's only thin metal, but it should do it. See if we can break it. There we go. Watch the camera, Johnny. So we could slacken that off. That's just because I think this bolt has got like a cup on it what goes into the axle. I'm not sure because I can't really remember. And then I think they could get 19mm spanner onto that. I don't feel that tight actually. So I think on the bike so far, that Allen key bolt just there has been the tightest bolt. I might be wrong. I think that's it. Yes, if you see what I mean, it's like a giant cup and it's clamped by that bolt obviously. So you best to undo that bolt first. And then if we come to the other side, we've got the same bolt. Make sure the key's in all the way. Extension bar, Johnny. Put that on there and whoa. That one was tight. Don't tempt fate, Johnny, by talking about loose bolts. Johnny's stuck nuts. I've just started a course, so I'm a bit busy at the minute, so there might be a few videos, might be every 2 weeks, I'm not sure yet. So I do have to go to classroom from 10 till 3 every day, and the teacher or the lady in charge, we all have to send our emails through to send our IDs and stuff. which says be careful on the names you put on your emails, because I got one that I wasn't going to open, and that one was from me. And what did she get? I got a new email from Johnny Stucknuts. It would be very good sending that to a new employer, would it? I don't know why it comes up with that name, because that's my YouTube name, not my email name. I've been trying to work out how to change it, but it's not doing too good. I think this bike's going to drop on the floor in a minute, Johnny. Concentrate. Right, let me put you over here somewhere safe. Get all the trippy uppy stuff out of the way so I don't break my neck. Let's see if we can get this out. Well, that's the axle out. Come on. Come on, just that bit. Move the light out of the way. 4. Try to put everything back as it was so we don't lose anything. I think these wheels are quite good because there's only the speedo and we've got the spacer on the actual axle, and I think there's just one spacer on the other side, if I remember right, so we can just push that through there. There you go, the spacers fell out. If we bring that round to here, put that spacer back on there, put the nut back on, and that's it. Right then, I'm thinking the engine might fit under there without taking these forks off. So I'm thinking if I measure from the floor to that bolt, which is what, 15 inches, and if we go around to the engine, which is that hole there, no, 15 inches is right down there, look. So what am I? 1, 2, about 3 inches short. So what's easier? Making a little box stand for my engine to sit on, or undoing 8 clamp bolts to remove my forks. And hopefully there's no clips under the handlebars what stop your forks dropping through. Let me just try one. Tell you what, it's the 8th of March today and it's more like spring. It's tricking in all the spring flowers into springing. Right, so all the bolts are 12mm, but on the GTR it's got nuts and bolts. So you will need 2 spanners. See how tight they are, they're not very tight. Same with the top ones, 12mm nuts and bolts. You can actually undo them without putting your spanner on. So I've got away with mine with just 1 spanner on the top ones. Let's see if anything happens. Nothing. Why is nothing happening, Johnny? Well, it's not going to do anything, is it, Johnny? Because if you look closer at the handlebars, I'd say there's a bolt going through there, and that's the clamp onto the top of the danction. So we're going to have to remove the handlebars as well. And we've got the right Allen key. And that is a 6mm Allen key. Oh God. And that is pretty tight. Does it spin now? Oh yes. At least we don't have to take the handlebars. Because there is 2 bolts on the top as well, one there. Well, yeah, 2 bolts, one there and one there. And if it does, we could slide the stanchion out. Come on, baby. Oh yes. That's one very heavy stanchion out. Forklift, whatever you want to call it. I think I'd best lie this down on the floor, be safer. Come on, last bit. Yes. Now hopefully we should be able to plonk that onto the top of that. Right then, so we're in this position. Hopefully this is going to go to plan. It'd be a lot easier if I had another person to grab the other end. Yes it would, Johnny. Right. Let's see if we can line things up without doing too much damage. Try and get all the wires out of the way. Right. Cool, that looks like good fun down there. Perhaps I should have left the drive off, I don't know. What I've got to get is this over the front. If you could see, but we're not looking too bad down there, and there, and down the bottom. It's just this bit here wants to go over the front and down to those. Looks like that's going to be good fun, Johnny. Lift that up like that. Drop that over there, like that. That looks better. Now we've just got to line everything up. I think firstly I'll try and line these 2 up, but I've only got 1 bolt. I can't find the other bolt for the other side, obviously. This is not the right bolt for this side, but I'm going to use it just to line things up. I'll put that in there. And then try to lift this up there somehow. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just there, it's trapping. It's not too bad this side, but on the other side, I don't know if you can see down there, but on the frame there's a knuckle and it's being awkward. And that is the original bolt. So whichever one we get in first, we'll get it in. We're not doing too well, Johnny boy. Nowhere near it, Johnny boy. I think we're pretty struggling that way, so... Right, so we've managed to get this top bolt, top rear engine mount, almost lined up into this position. So what I'm thinking now is if I get a long screwdriver, stick it in the hole, lift that up so it's flush, push the screwdriver through, and then maybe we can lift the frame up the front and get this to go to here. But there is supposed to be a shim on one of the sides, I'm not sure which side it is. So we'll have to check the book for that. Push my long screwdriver through. So we've got that nicely on there. There's no fixing on the other side. Just there, that's the little end of the screwdriver sticking out, so there's nothing for this side of the engine to fix to on the frame. So I'm surmising that something to do with the foot peg, or something to do with this bracket here, or something to do with these two bolts here. Anyway, let's see if we can do the front. Right then, so there's the hole in the frame. Obviously that's got to go up to there, and we can hopefully push the bolt through. So let's try and lift the frame and see what happens. Oh yes, as you can see there's a lot of play in there, so on one side there's got to be a shim. Ooh, look at that. See if we can push this side through. Oh yes. So now hopefully we can get the bottom mount engine bolt through. Right down there under the belly of the beast. Okay, so this is the bottom engine mounting bolt. For those of you who've been watching my videos will remember we had a real struggle trying to get this out. We had exactly the same problem on the XJ900 when we did that video. Just trying to get this bottom bolt out, so hopefully it's going to be another 30 years or more before this engine comes out again. I'm going to put some copper grease on it, and then hopefully in 30 years time, when Mr. Bloggs comes to take the engine out, the bolt's not stuck. Okay then, hopefully you can see the hole just there. So we've got to push the bolt through. Okay, so if we whittle the frame up and down, hopefully it'll go through. It's just that fraction out. Screwdriver on the other side, wobbling about. It's not doing no good. Phew, at last it's starting to go in. I need to stack some wood underneath there. The bolt that should be going through there where my screwdriver is. I managed to get it into that side a little bit. We do need the hammer, but we are going in. Yes. I'll just check the other side that it's through. It's definitely through. Beep boo. And the threads look pretty good. So hopefully now I can get that screwdriver out and put the proper bolt in. Right, so hopefully we're not stuck in, can get it out. Oh yes, perfect. Now find the bolt. We can stick that one into there. Got this big space at here. Goes on that. And then we have this bracket which obviously goes to those two bolts and on there. Let's get these bolts out. Put one in there. Where's the other one gone? One in there. And then put the nut onto there. We'll find some washers to put on each bolt. We'll be taking them all out again. Like I say, I'm not sure which side at the front, but one side needs a shim, so I'm going to check the book. Right then, so we found some washers, found some knots. Let's screw them on. I've got a spanner on the other side ready. Here's a 40mm nut and bolt, both sides, and they should be tightened to 40 foot-pound. Put your book on the floor. There we go, 40 foot-pound. Clunk, click. Okay, now the bottom one. There we go. Just double take the top one. That's it. Now let's go to the front. Okay, so this bolt has got a nut on it, and it should be an Allen key bolt, but I've got an appropriate socket that fits down the tunnel. So I think we should be alright with that one. It's just the same 40 foot-pounds. There we go. Yeah, there should be Allen key bolts, like we've only got one, so hopefully I'll come across one of those in the future. Just because it does go countersunk inside the top of the cylinder head. So push that through there, and you can see this side. Hopefully you can see that there's a gap. There should be a shim somewhere, but I can't find it. So it says, so in the book it says you could just use washers. That's 2 washers. Can you get 2 washers in there? Yep. Can you get 3 washers in there? Yes. That's nice and tight. So that should do. See if we can't line them up a bit better. Should do it. Come on, you know you want to. Thank you. We can put a washer on. The nut on the back. 8mm Allen key. And there we go. Oh my God, my engine is in the frame. Yeah, so there we go. It wasn't that odd really, just a bit of, and it's back where it belongs, in the frame. Perfectly splendid. So yeah, now we've just got to get all the front end sorted out and back on, and then find some sort of way of getting it back on its main stand, and then see where we go from there. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments down below if you did or if you didn't. Just, you know, give me some feedback on how I could improve. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.
I'll see you in another life, brother.